Welcome back to another video. Today I am putting this on air, hopefully, purely because of the fact I've destroyed this. Last video obviously I've painted up all the bay now. I'm going to start to put stuff back in. I can remember where it goes. The subframe I'm going to clean up. I have painted it before, but I'm going to paint it again. I do actually need to weld on a brace plate here. It was cut off when I had my old manifold because it didn't fit properly, but shouldn't have an issue with that now. So hopefully you're going to weld a bracket in there. Strip all this apart because I could probably do with some new shocks. I think I'm going to go coilovers, possibly yellow speed. It's not going to be a track only cane, it's going to be on the road, so I'm not going to pour too much money into the coilovers. I'd love a set of nitrons, but I've not got £5 laying about. So I've ordered some forged rods for that. I don't really know why I've done that. I do have some bearings for the rods, and I know that you shouldn't really reuse the rod bolts as a stretch. But for the same price I could get some rod bolts for, I could buy some rods with ARP bolts in for £100 more. So I got that, and if I get a chance today I'll clean up the engine a bit more as well. First of all though, I need to clean out the unit because it's a mess. Chuck some stuff in the back of the new dinger. So yeah, I've gone and brought another 197. I don't know if I've shown this anywhere yet. I can't say what that is on YouTube. I think I'll get told off. It's a BGW pan roof, cruise control, pretty good spec really. So yeah, that's the new dinger. So I've got a bolt stuck here for the window wipers, snapped off, so I'm going to try and drill it out, or get an easy out on it first and see how it goes. Right, so unfortunately I've had to drill it bigger because I've snapped off my easy out in it and I've not got no drill bits that will go through that. So I drilled out the whole thing. Now I'm either going to try and get a riv nut to put in there, which I think I'm going to struggle to get the same size. It looks like it's sort of M8, so I don't know, or I'm just going to bolt through it. So I've sprayed a bit of paint on that now, just to protect it. I'm going to start putting all the plastics back in for the scuttle, going to give them all a clean up, so it looks nice. I've tried cleaning there, but my fingers aren't small enough to get underneath that. So that's the engine painted, and I said about the piston rings. This is the first one done, so they've all been weighted correctly, so it's as balanced as possible. Even the wrist pins were weighed. Piston rings are all cleaned. Obviously got the max pedo rods. Apparently they're exactly the same as K1 and Manly and stuff. So I'm going to find out. I can't really complain for £300. These are all the old ones in there, so if anybody wants any, let me know. So I don't know, there's a bit of damage here, which is kind of hard to see. I can't really focus either. At the top there, that I think may come out with a honing tool, which I've got, but this one to me looks way too deep. and you can actually feel it when you run your nail across it. So I think I'm going to have to ring around at a few places to see if I've got to get it rebored, which I didn't want to do because I like having the pistons and the stroke square, so 86mm stroke and 86mm bore, but I'm not really going to have a choice. If I can go with 86.5 piston, that's fine. That means I get forged pistons, but that's just more money I've got to spend on it. So I've only done 3 at the minute. I'm not even going to bother doing the other one yet, putting the piston rings on it in case I have to strip it all apart again. Obviously I've got my block guard and that there as well, which I was hoping to put in today, but apparently not. Oh well. So I'm starting to install brake lines and as much as the engine bay as I can. So I've painted up these are the brackets for the subframe, the ABS mount bracket. I've been trying to get these track rod ends off, heating it up, they're not coming off. All the subframe's painted, and so is the brake booster, so that's what's going on now, hopefully. Right, so now we've got the booster in, all the lines are in to the master cylinder, front and rear calipers, ABS, although I do want to get braided lines. I know some people say keep these because they're not going to flex, but I kind of want to neaten it up and possibly route it through here and out so it's kind of hidden. Probably too much work, to be honest, but if I can get some for a decent price I will. And then I'm going to need, for the clutch line, so that's down there, but I'm going to need it to go from Renault to the Civic gearbox slave cylinder, so I don't know if that one fits or not. Right, so I'm getting the loom sorted now with Tom at Fulcrum, and he sent me over the photos of what information I need to send him, and I've just realised the fuse box that's normally here that I didn't think was going to be here, I've cut off the stud that bolts it on, so now I'm going to have to either get another stud welded on it or I'm going to have to bolt through, which I don't really want to do because it's then just going to be prone to rust. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I don't know whether I can potentially make a bracket that will fit to these two and then to the centre for the fuse box. I'm not sure, but I did kind of want to do it sort of tucked, hide the wiring as much as I can, but I think with having the fuse box there, yeah, I don't really know. So as you can see, the place is an absolute mess at the minute. I'm leaving it here for the time being because I don't really know where to go now. I've started trying to strip apart all this assembly, but everything is just seized. And when I obviously originally took it apart, I cut parts off to make it easier to get off, but this doesn't want to come off. But once I can strip that, I need to put this in the vise to get the drive shaft out, and I'm going to have to buy a new rattle gun because it's spinning, so I can't get the leverage on it even when I lock the disc. So I'm just going to get a bigger rattle gun to put on it, and hopefully it will take it off. So that's that going to be stripped apart. I've actually got one poly bush for this. Came with the black Clio that I had. It was in the glove box, but there's only one. So I'm going to order a set. I'm going to try and order the whole front end set of poly bushes and just do it all while it's apart. I might even get the cup racer welding inserts there. Depends how much they are. We'll see, because we're scraping the barrel at the minute, and we'll see where it goes from there. Here's my box of parts as well. So this is currently the pistons and rods. There's one still in there needing piston rings on, but I've now ordered some, I think they're Wesico is how you say it. They are 0.5 mm oversized. They are 11:1 compression ratio, same as standard. Now everybody is telling me, oh, you supercharged, why would you go for such a high compression? Well, due to the fact that I'm not running a lot of boost, not running a lot of power, I don't feel that there's a risk that it's going to blow up. And you know, nowadays with the sort of fuel that we've got, you can kind of control the detonation. I would like to run meth, but that's just more money I've got to spend. So we'll see where it goes with the standard compression ratio. If worse comes to worse, I'll just have to get some other pistons and drop the compression ratio, but that's what I've gone with at the minute. So the engine's at the machine shop at the moment, with the damage being assessed. I'll put the photos in that I took of it, how bad it actually is. Now, the bloke that's doing it said that, to be fair, I'm being over cautious. He said you can run that all day and you probably wouldn't ever have a problem, but while it's apart, I'd rather just do it properly. So if I have to sleeve it, I've got to sleeve it, or I'll have to find a new block, but I just can't be bothered to clean it all again. So we'll see where that goes. Still waiting for the pistons, and then I'll take it to the machine shop and they can decide what to do from there. Right, so I've ordered myself a new wiper linkage, obviously as my old one. This corner snapped as well as the bolt snapping in there. It's still not got a thread, but now that I know that this isn't a moving part, I'm happy to bolt it. I'll just have to try and get something on the other side to tighten it. So that's that going back in now. That's that in now. I've got new hardware in it. A, because I can't find the old stuff, and B, because it's pretty, whereas this stuff I have found. Although this hasn't got a spline on it, so I'm hoping I've just tightened it down enough onto the spline of the motor and then it's going to hold. If not, I think I'm going to have to order another wiper bracket, because obviously this one was wrong.